All right, so today we're talking about transformations. Just an introductory. It's not going to be like super complex or anything. I just want to go over some vocab. So our essential question today is, what is a transformation? So transformation, we'll just start off with that vocab. Transformation. A transformation is like a function or a motion that moves or changes a figure, so like an object, in a way to produce a new figure called the image. Okay, so when I'm talking about this, I basically mean like if you have, let's say, a dot, you can use a transformation and move it over here. So I've translated or transformed that dot by moving it in one spot. If I had a line, okay, a line that goes like this, I could use a transformation and rotate it so that it faces this way now, okay? Transformations can do anything to an original object to make it move locations or flip directions or other sorts of things. And transformations don't necessarily move them to a different location. It's just some of the time they do. So there's something called an image and a pre-image. Okay. Now, given these two words, I bet that you can guess which one comes first. Okay, this word pre means before. So the initial image, line L, is called the pre-image. So the pre-image is the initial. Okay, and then the image is what happens after the transformation. So this is the transformed image. Now, don't ask me why they don't just call it image and post image. I honestly have no clue, but they call it image and pre-image. So when you transform an object like this dot A, the new image becomes A prime. So we mark it with this little indicator up here. That's prime. Okay, so here's some notation station really quick. Notation station. Okay. When you're naming an image and a pre-image, the pre-image is named with the points and the lines or whatever, like A, B. And then the image has primes attached to it. A prime, B prime. With the line over the top. And just so that you know, is said A prime. Okay. And then if you transform something more than once, like let's say I took this A and then I translated it again up here, then my new image would be called A double prime. Each time that you transform an object, you add a prime to it. Okay, all right, so those are just some basic information about transformations. Okay, super important to know. All right, there are four main transformations. We have translations, rotations, reflections, and dilations. And those transformations can be sorted into two categories. Either they are called rigid transformations or non-rigid transformations. Okay. And the indicators of either one is that in a rigid transformation, all angles are congruent. All angles stay congruent. And that means from the pre-image to the image. Okay, all the angles are going to stay congruent. In a non-rigid transformation, the angles also stay congruent. All angles stay congruent. Okay, so that's not different. But in a rigid transformation, the side lengths also will stay congruent. Side lengths are congruent. But in a non-rigid transformation, the side lengths are different. Okay, I'm going to start the next video.